What is up, guys? Peach here, back again in the world of Destiny. It's Wednesday, which means it's Arms Day, so we're gonna do another Arms Day video. Now, quickly, before we get into this week's current weapons, if you saved the weapons from a couple weeks ago, specifically the Suros JLB 42, like I suggested, there's one this week with grenades and horseshoes. So, if you still have this package, make sure you go and get that one. So now, let's hop right in to the regular weapons. Alright guys, so we are back on my Warlock, so let's see what guns Banshee has for us this week. So, starting off with the Strongbow D. Not my favorite weapon. It's a shotgun. I'm not a fan of shotguns, but you know, we will still take a look at this. This one has crowd control and battle runner, which is kind of nice. So crowd control, kills with this weapon grant bonus damage for a short time, and then battle runner, kills with this weapon grant a brief boost to the sprint's top speed. And then it's got single point sling and fitted stock, which don't really do much, but it does have rifled barrel, which increases the range, so that's kind of nice. So this one's not terrible. This second one here, unfortunately, does not have any range perks at all. It has Feeding Frenzy, which is kind of nice, and then also it has Close and or Personal, which is a kind of a nice perk. Short period of 25% bonus damage after landing a hit with this weapon, so that can be nice, but not always needed with shotguns. So I would not recommend that one. However, this one's pretty nice as well. It again has Rifled Barrel. And Rifle Barrel takes away a little bit of the reload, so Feeding Frenzy is kind of nice. Kills with this weapon increased reload speed for a short time. And Army of One isn't a terrible perk, it's not the best perk out there. So I would go between this first one here or this third one. Both have the range perk. This one has Feeding Frenzy, this one has Crowd Control and Battle Runner. So pick whichever one you like a little bit more. I'm turning mine into marks, so it doesn't really matter for me. And then we got the Uzumi RR4, which is an interesting sniper rifle. It's got that high rate of fire, low impact, but all of them have performance bonus today, which is kind of nice. Actually, that's a nice perk to have. And this one also has Unflinching. I have the Storm, high caliber rounds, and Reinforced Barrel. Reinforced Barrel is alright. With this sniper rifle, I would go for more stability over range. So I wouldn't use Reinforced Barrel, I'd still use high caliber rounds, and I would use Unflinching. So this one's alright. It does have the Falcon sight, which is the low zoom sight for the Amalan sniper rifles. And then we've got this one here, which again has performance bonus. This one's also got high caliber rounds and Reinforced Barrel, so again I would go with high caliber rounds. This one has Mulligan though, which can be nice. So it's basically between Mulligan or Unflinching, because this one's pretty much the same as the first one, with the performance bonus, high caliber rounds, Unflinching, or Eye of the Storm, and then this perk, which actually this one increases stability. So it does the opposite of the first one, so it decreases your range a little bit, increases the stability. So honestly, not the best rolls on this, so it's kind of between, do you want Unflinching or do you want Mulligan? Again, this is not a sniper rifle that I would usually use just because of its rate of fire to impact ratio. I like the higher impact and slower rate of fire sniper rifles, so you can pick up whichever one you want. Alright, and then we are going to move over to my Titan to see what the rest of the guns are this week. Alright guys, we are over on my Titan, so let's see what the rest of the weapons are from Banshee this week. So first off, we got the Arminius-D. Now this is a weapon that I'm really hoping gets a good roll, because this essentially is a Doctrine of Passing. If you compare it to the Doctrine of Passing right here, same rate of fire and impact rate. It's actually got a larger magazine than my current Doctrine. Now obviously you want its stability to be up, so let's see what we got. Now I already have looked at them all, and all of them have braced frame. Every single one. So if you have it this week, that's not a bad way to go, because that puts it essentially close to the Doctrines. Now, however, 2 of them have focus fire, which I don't really know how that would work on this kind of weapon, because the thing with the bullet hoses is it just puts out damage so quickly that that's how you kill them, because they don't actually do a ton of damage per shot. So I'm not sure how slow the focus fire would take it. However, there is this one in the middle that doesn't have focus fire, and it has crowd control, and it has spray and play, and still has braced frame. So if you're looking for a Doctrine of Passing and still don't have one, and have the Arminius-D, I'd pick up this one in the middle, because that's going to be an awesome weapon. Moving on to the Harris-D hand cannon. This hand cannon's alright. It doesn't have the best perks this week. It has a lot of reload perks, interestingly enough. Spray and play and speed reload here, and explosive bullets. However, there's not really like a standout role to me, other than maybe this one. This one has reactive reload, which reloading this weapon after a kill grants a damage bonus for a short time, and we got speed reload or explosive bullets. Oiled frame could help you there because it's got a faster reload, but you're losing your range. So that's the only one that really stands out to me in any way. The rest of them are just kind of average. Zen Moment could be nice, but the thing is, with the 7 bullet magazine, I don't think you're going to see too much of a difference. And again, we've got reinforced barrel on this one, so better range, but you're losing stability. So honestly, this weapon isn't really standout this week. So just pick up whichever one you like, or if you don't really like any of them, you could save it, or you could pick it up and turn it into motes. Not motes, legendary marks. Whatever. Now, we move on to the Tunela SR4 Amalon Scout Rifle, and look at this, all of them have Firefly. Firefly may not do a whole lot of damage, it can, but it's so satisfying to get a kill and just watch them explode. Whether you're in the Crucible or in PvE, it's just fun to watch things explode, of course. So, of course, my first instinct is seeing triple tap as well. I'm all for that. It's got casket mag though, unfortunately. Or quick draw. Or Eye of the Storm. None of these are really that great. Well, you don't want to take off Firefly, let's be real. And then there's this one. With life support. Okay, that could be nice. Again, we have casket mag. Or extended mag. But then, we take a look at this center one. So we've got Replenish. That's... we've got Snapshot, we got Firefly, we got Eye of the Storm. What's hand-laid stock with max stability? Oh! Max stability on an Amalon Scout Rifle with Firefly. This is sounding kind of like the Vendor Dead Orbit one, the Hung Jury. I'd pick the middle one up. You got max stability. You can't get much better than that. Let's be real. Max stability. So. Alright, moving on to his field test weapons this week. We've got the Suros auto rifle to make precision kills. We've got the Amalon fusion rifle to use in the Crucible. We've got the Hacky hand cannon to just get some Crucible kills. We've got precision shots with this Hacky pulse rifle. And more Crucible kills with this Hacky shotgun. So 3 Crucible weapons this week and 2 PvE weapons. I always prefer the PvE weapons over the Crucible weapons just because it takes less time and it's a little bit easier. But you can do whichever you want. Remember, that basically gets your gunsmith rep up, and then you can get cool stuff. If you're rank 3, you get all 3 variants of the packages. If you're rank 3 or 2 and 3, you also get specific weapons for your subclass. And at rank 5, you get the questline for the first curse, which is a hand cannon that's alright. So, let's move on to the Foundry orders. Alright guys, so looking at the Foundry orders for next week, we've got the Suros DIS-47 Scout Rifle. This thing's not bad, it's kind of got the medium rate of fire and impact rate, so it can be nice, especially depending on the rules, so I'd definitely pick this one up. Scout Rifles are very good right now, so yeah, definitely pick this one up. Then we've got the Arminius-D pulse rifle. This pulse rifle used to be dominant. However, with the nerf to pulse rifles a couple months ago, it's alright still. I still don't prefer hacky pulse rifles in general, but if you like it, go ahead and pick it up. Now we've got the Suros JLB-42 and the JLB-47 rocket launchers. These things are great, especially with grenades and horseshoes. There was one this week with grenades and horseshoes as you saw. As you saw at the beginning of the video. So definitely pick these up, and if they don't have grenades and horseshoes, don't turn them in. Save these two at the least. Be picky about them, because that rocket launcher is great with grenades and horseshoes, and just alright with everything else. And then finally, we got the Hacky Aofi Rua D. This is a sniper rifle. It's got a higher rate of fire, lower impact than like weapons such as the 1,000-yard stare. So it's not my cup of tea, however it can be good, so if you like that kind of stuff, go ahead and pick it up. So anyway guys, that's been it for this week's Arms Day video. Let me know which gun you were most excited for. I think the Arminius-D had a decent roll on it, and so did the Scout Rifle. So anyway guys, I'll talk to you next time. And as always, peach out.